it's me again. The world really doesn't need another double hammock video, but this isn't really about double hammock. It's about various techniques for getting a good carry without slack. And I'm just going to use double hammock to do it because it's the carry that I want to be in when I'm done and I go make cookies. So I am going to start slightly off center from the middle marker, and I'm going to show you in a minute how it doesn't quite matter exactly where you start off center, because I'm going to show you how to make sure that your tails wind up where you want them, even if you were to start in the wrong place. So do you want that, or do you want to throw it down and then pull my hair? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to get her on my back. And I'm doing the hip scoop method. I'm not really ever going to show you a different method because other methods could pull her arms out of joint. Not all babies' arms out of joint, just ours, because we're really flexible. And I'm not doing it. Okay, so I put this on her back here, and I just kind of scoot her up. And I'm going to reach around and hold her butt, grab behind her knees, and bounce her up here. I'm going to grab this and keep it under my arm. And this is the tricky part. I'm going to put the middle marker, or maybe even a little bit to the left or to that side. It depends on which way you wrap. But anyway, I'm going to grab it there. And so when I go to tighten my chest pass, the middle marker here should wind up at around the center of my body. And it's important that you only pin the top rail. If you pin the bottom rail, or if you gather your tails, you don't have any room to make a seat. You don't have any room to make a good seat. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to try to tell you what I'm doing. But I don't have a chin of steel, so I can't hold the rail under my chin. Because I don't know what made for TV device the other tutorial women are using, but I can't do that. So I'm going to grab this fabric. I'm going to reach under her legs, and I'm just going to gather it by pulling down, and then I'm going to grab the rail and pop it up and bounce, and now I'm going to hold her butt and turn back around. Okay? So if you heard any of that, congratulations, you now know how I make a seat. Keeping this rail in my teeth, I'm going to gather this one. This is what I call spider fingers. Yay, we're hair pulling. Yay. You're going to use these 2 fingers or these 3 fingers, depending on how Vulcan you are, to pinch and tug. And you're going to use these 3 fingers, or well, you're going to use this half of your hand to gather the rail, or the tail. All right, ready? And then I like to, I have it in my hand like this. I like to keep pulling like this until it's really snug. I'm going to pin it down here between my thighs. I usually pin it under my chin, but so that I can keep talking to you, I'm going to pin it between my legs here. If you pin it between your knees, then you don't get to stand up straight, which you'll want to do in a minute. So now we're going to talk about getting a good chest pass. So your wrap is wider than your baby's butt to the back of their shoulders, or even the back of their head. I mean, that's the point. It's wider than your baby. So it's definitely wider than your chest. And so it's in order to keep the bottom rail from getting too much fabric in it, which makes it really difficult to keep their legs free, you need to gather up the top a little bit more than the bottom. And now I'm going to pull this across here like this and keep tension. Now this is the part where I usually just go all the way across because I have my tail under my chin, but I have to go under this now. If I were doing a salt or a freshwater variation, I could stay on top of this shoulder here. And unless you have thighs of steel, you may have lost some tension in this shoulder, so just get it back. This method may actually work out better for some of you because it might make it easier for you to maintain tension in the chest pass as you work it around to the back. And this is the next tricky part. This is where people talk about their T-Rex arms. We're going to get this second rebozo pass up high over baby's back, and I'm going to show you how I do it. But my biggest trick, my biggest tip for you is to tickle your own armpit. If you can reach your own armpit, which, I mean, you should be able to reach your own armpit. There are certain situations where you wouldn't be able to reach your own armpit, but if you can reach your own armpit, you don't need to worry about T-Rex arms, okay? So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to touch my armpit. I'm going to reach back here for this tail, way out here, and pull it up. I'm going to gather up this fabric and get it out from her feet, and I'm going to sort of pop it up over her butt this way and pull this rail up like here. Okay, so now that pass is going to be high when I'm done with it. So now we're going to make sure the chest pass is tight, and I'm going to just pull the slack through here like this. And now I'm going to work from the bottom. I'm going to grab a place somewhere in the lower fourth and pull. And I'm going to grab somewhere in the middle and pull. Grab somewhere in the upper fourth and pull. And grab the top rail and pull. You can see I have really good leg mobility right now. And that's what we want to see. So now I'm going to do, and I would film these in landscape mode like a normal person, but I don't actually have enough room to get far enough away from the camera here. I don't have enough room anywhere in my house. And we're getting mad. So I'm going to do the same thing with the spider fingers, pull and gather. But I'm also going to use my elbow here to make sure that I get out any remaining slack in the chest pass and the second rebozo while we're biting. Second rebozo pass. And just kind of go along and get this bottom slack out. Now, here's the famous L pull. L, here. And now you've got all the slack out of here. And we're biting. And we're going to pull it up over our shoulders. And we're going to do more strand by strand tightening. So one of the biggest keys, yes, oh boy, one of the biggest keys is to always maintain tension and to just do strand by strand tightening anytime you can think to do it. We're mad because usually I take about a quarter of this amount of time to do this carry, and we're just over it, right? Sometimes I sandwich my shoulders. I do it when I feel like it. There's really no reason for when I do it, but it's if you have a very wide wrap, it can help keep these straps on your shoulders, or if you have very narrow shoulders or some combination of wide wrap and narrowness of shoulders, it can help you keep your ruck straps in place. So the one thing to keep in mind if you're going to sandwich your shoulders is it makes it a little bit more difficult to work out slack, and
So you need to make sure you've maintained tension and done tightening up to this point. So I'm going to show you on this shoulder a sandwich. You're going to grab this outside rail and you're going to pull it up to your neck here. Then you're going to just sort of go back through and and make sure that you've got everything tight still. Okay, that is another time it might be good is if you have a wrap that's particularly prone to digging, or a thinner wrap. This can make it lay nicer and make less pressure points through the strap. Okay, so now we're gonna do the Y pull, and that's just to get any slack out of these straps. Okay, so now I'm going to come down here. I'm gonna go, you can see on both sides, I'm going at the base of the knee, and then in the back I'm going to cross them like this and bring them under these legs, in between her legs and my body. And if I come around to the front, you can see that now I can tie off. I can tie off with a ring, which I had planned to show you, but I left the rings over there. Or I can just tie off with a knot. Knot. So now we have a really tight chest pass. I mean, you know, it's a little wompy because of how you can see like my pattern's not straight, but I was taking a lot of time to do this. But you could bounce quarters off this thing, haha. My straps are really comfortable. The ruck straps are not bothering me at all, and they're not likely to. And you can see how well these passes go across her butt. And she's got great leg mobility. She can kick and fuss all night, and she's not going to lose any circulation in these little feet. So there you go. A really obnoxiously slow and focused double hammock tied in front video that took 13 minutes and resulted in a crying baby. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.